Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Mat Chat, and this is episode 251 of the podcast. How is everybody doing this afternoon? I hope everybody's having a great Friday, and it's just going to be smooth sailing this weekend. We've got a lot going on. We got breaking news from this afternoon, yesterday afternoon. It's pertaining to NXT UK. That will be after I do the entire WWE portion of the show, and then we're going to go into Dynamite and whatnot. So, and Rampage. So, there was just a big. I seriously got. You could go check my Twitter. I swear to you, Jesus. I got a freaking notification from Fox News. I have the app on my phone. So I got the notification, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I looked and I read the damn thing, and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually happening. Maybe there's just going to be a new approach to this whole situation. Maybe now, since Paul Levesque, Triple H, has got more power now, maybe he can then start streamlining it, make it faster and faster and faster. But we don't even know what's going on. But we know some details now, so that's going to be in between to segue right into AEW run-throughs. So I hope everybody's going to have a great weekend. I'm going to have a relaxing weekend. This will be my last weekend before wrestling, and then I'm having my son come home for his birthday, the big 1-7. He'll be 17. I know, I don't look like I have a 17-year-old child. I know, it's crazy. But yeah, I am just so ecstatic that that he's going to be coming home, and get this. He is going to be able to watch the first full week of regular season football. So that's makes things even more sweeter. So, and it works out for me because I'll get to watch the gambit of wrestling, review it, cover it, the whole nine, and I still be able to have my son home for his birthday. I suddenly have a lot. I got friends in high places up in the heaven. All of my mom and everything. I still miss her. You know, it's still fresh in my mind, and it's getting easier per day when I go each day that goes on. But I don't want to fret on that. I'm having a very positive month. Things are just starting to pick up, and I'm hoping that, you know, things keep going the way they are. So do me a favor. Please do me a favor. Go check out. There's a new wrestling promotion that I'm going to be promoting, and I might as well do this right off the top. It is Sanctuary. Go check it out on social media, and go check them out. Go check out Outbreak Wrestling, and go check them out on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Also, please, we got a breaking news with House of Glory. Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, will not be participating and competing at House of Glory High Intensity 8. He is going to be replaced with, I believe, Bandino. So if you were looking forward to that, I want to break the bad news, and it's going to be called off for obvious reasons. I mean, I would have liked him to be competing, but nevertheless, you got to understand that it is WWE, and they're not going to allow him to compete. They don't want to have him hurt, you know, and I don't blame that whole situation. My hair is freaking doing bad things today. So go check them out. Please also go check out Harry's.com at Harry's Razors. Seriously, you need to get these products. My legs have never been so smooth in my entire life. Seriously, if I didn't want to go shave my legs, I wouldn't have to. That's how great this company is. So go check them out at Harry's.com. Please go check out maestroclassics.com for all your beard essentials. Also, please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. And you could go and sample their lime, mango orange, and mixed berry. So go check that out. Also, please go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com and go and try their espresso and their vanilla blueberry. It's coming very soon. It was dropped yesterday. It was dropped yesterday. They're getting their pumpkin out. They're getting their pumpkin out. So please bear with them, okay? So yeah, go check all of them out. And please go show your support over at Outbreak Wrestling and Sanctuary. So let's get this party started. This past SmackDown, we are coming to you. They were coming from. I gotta get my glasses because I can't see. I'm getting older and older by the minute, I swear. They were coming to you from. I believe that they were coming from Houston, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. We start off with, they're going to be featuring the Intercontinental Championship match at the end. Oh my God, that was a really good match. That was a really good match. And I'm not kidding. I was really, really impressed by the whole situation. So, yeah, I'm not kidding. I really liked this whole match. And it was shockingly, it was at the end, and it was at the main event. I know. It was like, oh my God, we're actually having a really great wrestling show. Be still my heart. We had Gunther defending his title against Shinsuke Nakamura, and you could tell Shinsuke's like really driving this. His face looks like he was when he was in NXT, and I'm digging every minute of it. Also scheduled for tonight's is Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah taking on Shotzi and Xia Li in a match in the Women's Tag Team Title Tournament. And we start things off with Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah versus Shotzi and Xia Li. Our opening women's tag team match begins with Rodriguez and Shotzi in a lockup. Shotzi hits a kick to the head and follows with a leg choke using the ropes. Shotzi gets a roll-up for a 2 count. Lee tags in, and Rodriguez hits an elbow and tags. Aaliyah who hits a crossbody. Both teams fight together on the outside to take out the team of Sonya and Natalia. And then 2 teams return to the match and begin to brawl outside the ring. We come back from commercial break live with Lee hitting a corner spear to Aaliyah. Shotzi tags in, and the heel team isolates Aaliyah in the corner while making frequent tags. Lee goes for a vertical suplex, but Aaliyah counters with a neck breaker, and Aaliyah makes the hot tag to Rodriguez, who has a shoulder tackle and then a fallaway slam to Shotzi. Rodriguez hits the spinning elbow splash and goes for a power bomb, but Shotzi counters with a hurricanrana. Shotzi hits a tornado DDT and covers for a 2. Rodriguez hits the power bomb on Lee and covers for a 3. Rodriguez and Aaliyah move on into the tournament. Backstage, we have. I'm never gonna get used to this. This is you're gonna see this fucking like doofy, like I just had sex type fucking face. Backstage, I just can't believe I just said that. Seriously. Backstage, Karrion Kross and Scarlett are seen. Kross cuts a promo calling last week the rebirth of a darkened soul. Kross says he was tossed away to be forgotten. He says he waited for the perfect time to strike back and get his vengeance. The camera zooms out and shows Drew McIntyre warming up, completely oblivious to Cross's presence. As Cross watches McIntyre, as Cross watches McIntyre. McIntyre then makes his entrance to the ring. And I'm telling you, that fucking outfit she was wearing on Friday, holy shit, she looked fucking hot, Scarlett. Holy shit. No wonder why she's called a 10. So we go to commercial break. Back live with McIntyre in the ring. McIntyre says it's an exciting time for SmackDown, full of new faces, including Cross, who attacked him from behind last week. McIntyre acknowledges Cross made an impact, but says that he will send Cross right back to the dungeon he came crawling out of. McIntyre then calls out Roman Reigns. McIntyre says he walked into WrestleMania and beat Brock Lesnar himself without any help from the Usos like Roman Reigns. McIntyre is suddenly interrupted by Cross. Music is hitting. Scarlett makes her way out to the ring while McIntyre is distracted. The Usos run up and attack McIntyre from behind. McIntyre is able to fight back and get onto his feet by Jimmy drops him with a super kick, and the Usos hit the 1D. And of course, she had words, but we couldn't hear her. But it's like, she is saying, like, Roman's time's almost up. TikTok, fall and pray. We go to commercial and we have Ivar versus Kofi Kingston. Before the match, Kingston assaults the Viking Raiders with a kendo stick as they make their entrance. Eventually, the Viking Raiders fight back with their shields, and Ivar climbs on top of the barricade and hits a splash to Kingston on the floor. We come back. We have Hit Row coming back. We have Hit Row being back on SmackDown. Another addition for the tag team division, and I'm liking this. I'm definitely liking this. So they're competing against local competitors. Top Dollar Ashanti make their WWE return with Top Dollar hitting a shoulder tackle. Ashanti hits a face buster and tags in Top Dollar, who hits a power slam on both opponents. Hit Row hit the heavy hitters, and Ashanti covers for the 3. Hit Row picks up the win. We go to commercial. Back. SmackDown returns set for the contract signing between Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey comes out from the crowd and gets into the ring. Rousey mentions she was fined for her actions, which she opens a big bag full of cash and throws it on the table. WWE officials come out to try to get her out of the ring. Rousey grabs one of the security guards and slams her by the arm. Rousey teases locking in the armbar on the guard, but Rousey releases the arm and walks to the back. Shayna Baszler walks out to confront Rousey. Rousey says Baszler used to be a killer and walks off to the back. And Baszler said, this is not how it's done here. You have to follow the rules to get what you want. Which, that didn't work in NXT with her, apparently, Baszler gets in the ring and says, last week, everyone saw her defeat the entire locker room in a gauntlet match, and that Morgan is the next one to fall. Morgan comes out to the ring still in the sling for her arm injury. That thing looks like what fucking Stephanie McMahon had. And it's a storyline because I got pictures. I've got the pictures from a friend of mine that he posed with at SmackDown when Cross made his debut. Okay? So it's all bullshit, all right? And I don't want fucking Liv Morgan's stance coming after me saying I'm wrong. I'm right. I have the pictures, and I will post them if I have to on what's in my face on Twitter. Thank you very much. I was about to say YouTube, but I didn't. So Morgan says that Baszler is a bootleg Ronda Rousey, and she beat the real one twice and will beat her too. Baszler grabs Morgan and slams her to the mat as Morgan screams in agony. Baszler stomps down on Morgan's injured arm. Morgan is able to get to her feet, hit Baszler with a bulldog run through the table. Morgan leaves the ring with her title belt while looking to be in extreme pain from Baszler's stomp. We go to commercial break. The Usos make their way out to the ring and they call for a tag team match. McIntyre and a partner of his choice. McIntyre runs down to the ring and the bell rings for a handicap match. McIntyre hits a back elbow to Jey Uso, but Jimmy hits McIntyre with a kick to the back of the head. Jimmy is tagged in and the Usos stomp McIntyre as Madcap Moss runs to the ring, seemingly as his partner for McIntyre, and Moss takes out both Usos and him, and McIntyre hits a lariat and sends both Usos to the outside of the ring. Now, I want to bring this out. What is fucking Happy Corbin doing? Not a fucking thing. Madcap Moss is with McIntyre. Okay? The #1 babyface on that brand. Something ain't right with him. We come back from commercial break. Jey Uso is hitting a running cover splash to Moss. McIntyre tags in and hits Jey with a lariat. McIntyre hits both Jimmy and Jey with individual net breakers and then goes to the cover for a claymore. But Sami Zayn runs in the ring to cause a distraction to allow Jimmy to hit a super kick. Jey follows with a top rope splash and Jey covers for a 2 count. Moss pulls Jey Uso out of the ring and McIntyre hits Jimmy with a claymore and McIntyre covers for the 3 count. Winners Drew McIntyre and Madcap Moss. I am so severely thirsty. I'm sorry. So we go to an actual oh my god moment. We have the Intercontinental Championship in the main event. I'm shocked. I'm like fucking godsmacked at this point. So we have the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther defending his title against Shinsuke Nakamura. Our championship match main event begins with a lockup. Gunther backs Nakamura to the corner, but Nakamura reverses. Gunther goes for a chop, but Nakamura ducks under and hits a kick to the leg. Nakamura hits more kicks to take Gunther down to the mat. Nakamura locks in a side headlock, but Gunther gets out and hits a big boot. Gunther locks in a Boston Crab and eventually transitions to an STF. Nakamura is eventually able to crawl to the bottom rope to force the break. Nakamura hits more kicks to the leg and goes for an armbar, but Gunther reverses it to go for another Boston Crab, but Nakamura gets inside, cradle for a 2 count. Nakamura hits a kick to the back of the neck and hits repeated kicks to the right arm. Nakamura tries for an Irish whip, but Gunther avoids it and hits a big chop. We come back, the match continues live with Gunther hitting a German suplex. Gunther goes for a powerbomb, but clutches his arm in pain after not being able to pick up Nakamura. Gunther goes to the top rope and goes for a splash, but Nakamura catches Gunther in a triangle. Gunther powers Nakamura up and hits a suplex. Nakamura goes for a kick, but Gunther catches his leg. Nakamura hits Gunther with a knee strike right to the jaw, and Nakamura covers for a 2. Nakamura hits the sliding German suplex and stares down Ludwig Kaiser outside the ring. Nakamura slides back in the ring and is immediately hit with a dropkick from Gunther. Nakamura crawls to the corner and goes for a Kinshasa, but Gunther counters with a big lariat and Gunther covers for a 2. Gunther locks in a sleeper, but sleeper hold, but Nakamura backs Gunther to the corner and repeatedly slams Gunther's arm to break the hold, but Gunther hits a dropkick to the back of Nakamura's head. Gunther hits a power bomb and covers for a 3. So Gunther retains, which is the way it should be. Gunther needs to be protected, like without a doubt. Monday Night Raw. Now I gotta put my glasses on because this is a smaller type. We have advertised the women's tag team title tournament match. Continues in the first round with Alexa Bliss and Asuka taking on Nikki Ash and Doudrop for the right to face Io Sky and Dakota Kai. AJ Styles gets a United States title match against Bobby Lashley. Riddle is back to talk about Seth Rollins' attack at SummerSlam and a whole lot more. So we start off with the show opens up with an intro video. Judgment Day make their entrance and get into the ring on the mic. Rhea Ripley says they run Monday Night Raw and that's been a harsh reality to the Mysterios. And she proves to Dominic that she really is his poppy. Love that line. It was hilarious. She destroys his soul. Finn Balor talks about how everybody loves the Mysterios and says he doesn't get it, but he's afraid he's got sad news for all of us. I thought he was going to say bad news. I would have been marking out at that point. Rey and Dominic Mysterio won't be here, and it's because poor little Dom had his soul crushed last week. He destroyed the Elder Mysterio in the middle of the ring to further solidify his legendary status in the business. Damian Priest talks about what he's going to do Edge next week and asks the crowd if they want to see Edge right now. Too bad, because he ain't here. He's in Toronto promoting their match next week. Priest says he doesn't need anyone at ringside to deal with Edge. And he'll put the final nail in Edge's coffin all by himself, without Judgment Day at ringside. Toronto will no longer be Edge's hometown. It'll be the place where Damian Priest sent him back into retirement. Great promo. Great fucking promo. He keeps talking. A moment later, and Rey Mysterio attacks him from behind and clears the ring. Rhea gets back in the ring and stares him down, practically begging him to hit her. Rey sees Finn and a chair coming and cuts him off and beats him down with his own chair. Shots to Damian as well, and Ripley slides in to stop and taunt him again. Fighting over the chair, Judgment Day cuts Rey off, beats him down, leaving him lying and receive medical attention as we go to break. Do you know, I really appreciate them using the word hospital. It's a breath of fresh air. See, when I had my child, I had my fucking awesome, such a cutie patootie son. I had him at a hospital. I fucking had him at that time, Winthrop Hospital. I didn't have him at Winthrop Medical Facility, all right? Please, I don't want to fucking hear from anybody. This is pathetic. I'm glad that Triple H decided to loosen things up, not be so much strict. And speaking of Triple H, all the third-party shit is back in play, and I'm happy they just had to wait it out. Now AJ Styles is probably on Twitch right this second. And he must be thrilled now. So we go into the next. Come back from break. We have Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Doudrop and Nikki Ash for the women's tag team title tournament first round match. Bianca Belair is at ringside for this one. Asuka and Alexa running hot on Ash early, quick tags and double teams, knocking the heels off the apron and standing tall as we go to break. Too many fucking commercials. Back from commercial, Ash with a Japanese stranglehold on Bliss, keeping her controlled. Asuka gets the tag and comes in hot. Lariat hip attack, German suplex, blocked. You can strike rush. Another Uraken, and then German suplex connects. Nope, heels trying to run double teams. Asuka fights the Tide near fall off the crossbody, and the match breaks down. All four women down and out. Asuka Asuka wipes Dewdrop out and clear the apron. Michinoku driver. Asuka kicks out. Tag to Alexa. DDT connects. Quick back code breaker. Ground octopus. Bliss takes Nikki out. Alexa Bliss. Asuka win by submission with a grounded octopus hold from Asuka on Dewdrop. Post-match, Bailey and company come to the stage and our two trios face off ahead of the clash at the castle. Referees and road agents separating them. Austin Theory is interviewed backstage. He admits he might have made a miscalculation at SummerSlam, but he's still Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's a wiser and more dangerous now and next time than dangerous now. Dolph Ziggler rolls up. He said he's gotten crushed every time, and that contract wasn't handed to him, and that's why it mattered when he cashed in and became world heavyweight champion. Theory says he loves that for him, but he's pretty sure he's not going to be around when he cashes in. Because of that, he thinks Ziggler is nothing more than an overhill, no title has-been. Dolph bets him, and they brawl in the back. We go to break. Back from commercial, we see that Theory and Ziggler keep brawling through the break. The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa are interviewed backstage. Ciampa says he came close to winning the title, but there are no participation awards in WWE. And the next time he gets a title opportunity, he will become a champion. The A-lister blames AJ Styles for interfering with the match and complains about being given a United States Championship match tonight. Miz wants to award Ciampa with a token of his appreciation, a necklace of a photo he and Miz in the ring together that he has a matching copy of. Tom says it's awesome. Miz says they're awesome, and they leave to make their entrance. Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali get an inset promo where they're going to show the world that what they can do tonight. So they have a tag team match: Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa. We start collar and elbow Alexander and Ciampa to start. Ciampa gets him in the ropes, clean break, and Cedric scuttles away. Side headlock, shot off reverse to a side headlock. Hammerlock from Alexander. Ciampa gets up off the ropes, drop down, leapfrog, back body drop kick connects. Tag to Ali. Cedric trips Ciampa up, slingshot, senton atomico from Mustafa. Quick tag, another senton over cover for a 2. Duck handspring, Ciampa with a drop kick, and we go to break. Back from commercial, here's working Alexander over. Cedric gets a suplex off, the path is clear. Tags made. Ali with chops. Whip reverses. Drop kick clears the apron. Insecurity sets up a rolling thunder. Bulldog. Nope. Skull crushing finale. Block. Big inverted DDT counters. Ciampa puts his foot on the ropes. Mustafa clears Tom out of the with a dive. Miz with a victory roll. Reverse only two. A-lister with a roll up. Only two. Blind tag from Ciampa. Ali goes up top 450. Ciampa slides in with a knee. Underhooks. The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa win by pinfall with fairy tale ending from Ciampa on Mustafa Ali. We get an Ezekiel update featuring his dad, Ernie Jr., promising Kevin Owens a piece of his mind. Drew McIntyre is shown walking backstage to send us to break. Back from commercial, Wale is shown in the front row. We get a recap of WrestleMania launch party. Drew McIntyre makes his entrance and gets on the mic. He says he knows it's a shock to him to see him on Monday Night Raw, but I'd be more of a shock if the other guy were here tonight. But in 3 weeks, we have a chance to rectify that at Clash of the Castle. And that match is taking place on his island. So gonna drop Reigns' ass and win titles and show up on every show. Because that's what the fans and the title deserves. He said fans, not universe, WWE universe. I'm loving it. He knows there's a report going around that he had a bit of a back injury, and he has, to be honest, mostly because it's true. Mostly because he's been carrying the load of 20 men for the last 3 years, and he does it with a smile on his face, and it's a privilege. This isn't a job; it's a dream, and he's here to scout some future opponents, like Drew McIntyre versus Tommaso Ciampa, or AJ Styles, or Seth Rollins, or Karrion Kross, or we have Kevin Owens. Drew likes the idea of wrestling Kevin Owens too, and says, KO, that's real cute, but he never understood why McIntyre feels the need to come out here and pretend he's something that he's not. He comes out here and talks with a comedical, big, tough guy voice, and comes out with a kilt and a sword like he thinks he's at medieval times. And he's a real dumbass. Where Kev knows exactly who he is. He's Kevin Owens, and he's as real as it gets in the business. People might have forgotten what he's about for the last few years. He's coming to work and having fun, but something dawned on him earlier today. He got goosebumps because he realized this is the same arena where he and Sami Zayn had the fight of their life at Battleground. He thinks it's time to bring the old Kevin Owens back, the prize fighter, and enough is enough. Owen Hart reference. It's time for a change. So he's coming after every championship in WWE. And he doesn't give a damn if it's Drew or Roman Reigns. He's coming after the biggest prize of them all. McIntyre says he's tired of seeing people make things up. People talk about him being the chosen one. That was 15 years ago. And he got fired and worked his ass off to get back here and work from the ground up. And now he thinks it's time to stop talking, and they wrestle in a wrestling ring. Let's wrestle. And on that note, we go to break. Drew McIntyre versus Kevin Owens. McIntyre backs Owens in the corner, clean break. Collar elbow. This time Kevin gets him in the corner and scraps his forearm into Drew's face. Side headlock. Shot off, drop down, shoulder block sends KO sprawling. Owens back in a vengeance. Springboard, moonsault, cover for 2. Tossing slam, Drew off the ropes. Kev cuts him off with a shot to the breadbasket, sending McIntyre to the floor. Off the ropes, cut off the forearm. Looking for a suplex over the ropes. Owens blocks and snaps his neck across the ropes, smashing Drew into the post, sending him crashing to the floor. KO goes to the apron, frog splash to the floor, send us to break. Back from commercial, Owens has a reverse chin lock on, grinding McIntyre down. Drew breaks away and kips up. Underhook, Future Shock blocked. Front kick, KO with a DDT of its own for a 2. Boot up in the corner, floored over the slam. Back elbow sends Owens into the corner. Boot up, Kevin goes up top, senton on Timonigo. Knees up, Drew with a Michinoku driver, so close. Up top and jockeying for position. McIntyre sits up, but Owens knocks him down. Cannonball, back up top, frog splash. Nope, off the top, a second time. Senton and Timonigo. Drew McIntyre will not stay down. KO on top. Drew cuts him off. Avalanche, air raid, crash, but Owens kicks out. Charging in, super kick, headbutt, super kick, lariat, both men down and out. Back on their feet, back and forth. Future Shock connects. McIntyre lying in wait. Usos are here to beat Drew down. Drew McIntyre wins by disqualification, presumptively, and it was like that. And this was the only way to go at it. Post-match, the Usos keep beating McIntyre up, but he rolls away from a splash and fights them off. Owens slides back in and hits a stunner. The Usos come back in, and Drew recovers and in time to get better of them and lay Jay out with a claymore. We see Matt Riddle getting mic'd up for a sit-down interview. Seth Rollins makes his way to the ring as we go to break. Seth Rollins gets on the mic. He said he wanted to be here when Matt Riddle finally said something smart and told the world he's retiring. He's able to do anything he likes. Go back to and finish 7th grade, or maybe start a farm. Matt Riddle appears on the Tron, and after some bickering, and he says he's been medically cleared, and the next time he sees Seth, it's on. Rollins says anytime they're in the same vicinity at the same time, it always ends him stopping his head into the mat. And that's because he's always 1 step ahead, 2 steps, even 3 steps. And he wishes Riddle was right here, right now. Because he loved nothing more to stop those last few brain cells out of his stupid, stoppable head. Matt's glad he feels the way he reveals. Matt glad he feels that way and reveals that he actually is in DC and he's ready to kick Seth's ass. Riddle charges to the ring, scouts the black out and dodges it, pulling Rollins out of the ring and beats him down into the ring. Chest kicks and sword. Exploder suplex, and Seth rolls out of the ring and runs away. Tripping Matt up on the apron, he takes him to the announce table. Jarring at him, climbing up on the table, Riddle ducks and plants a knee on Seth, sending him crashing over the barricade. Rollins runs away. Riddle gives chase. They disappear into the crowd. We get a video package of AJ Styles versus Bobby Lashley, and we go to break. Matt is interviewed backstage. He challenges Rollins to a match at Clash at the Castle. Bo Keller versus Veer Mahan. Keller, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Light on his feet, bailing to the floor and back in. Sooner rather than later, Mahan gets the better of him. Veer Mahan wins by submission with a cervical clutch. We see Bobby Lashley shadowboxing backstage. We go to break. Back from commercial, Dakota Kai is interviewed with her pals in tow. After some bickering about being asked the question, she says she's going to win her match tonight. Kai gets distracted and walks off mid-sentence, cornering Dana Brooke. Dana says she's ready 24/7 and she's not afraid of them. Dakota tells her fear is a motivator and maybe she should be a little scared. AJ Styles versus Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. Cycling Styles with leg kicks, right hands, backing Lashley into the corner, leg pick. Bobby shoves him down and wipes him out with a shoulder block. Trading punches off the rope, leapfrog, dropkick from AJ wipes him out. to the floor. Lashley with a fireman's carry, but AJ slips out. Lashley blocks the post, but Styles rocks him with a sliding knee on the apron and follows it up with a plancha forearm to the floor. We go to break. Back from commercial, Lashley whips Styles back first into the post, and he crashes to the floor. Lashley follows him, ramming him into the barricade. Back inside, trading punches. Leg kick from AJ, from front kick, right hands off the ropes. Lashley catches him and hits a spine buster. Whips hard into the turnbuckles. Miz and Tommaso Ciampa come down another whip into the turnbuckle. Sorry. Suplex into the rope, and Bob blasts Styles to the floor. There is a scuffle as somebody jumps the barricade. It looks like Dexter Lumis again. We go to break. Back from commercial, Lashley catches a kick. Back elbow sets up a reverse STO, covers for a 2. To the floor for another plancha forearm. Back inside, the Styles hits a sliding forearm. Fire up. Bob catches him with a running power slam. Nope. Up on the turnbuckle. AJ slides under him. Argentine powerbomb. So close. Up in a Canadian backbreaker. Yokozuna cutter. Styles kicks out to the floor. Lashley puts AJ's head into the post. Back inside. And Styles gets the calf crusher. Lashley reverses it into a hurt lock on the mat. He has to be careful to keep his shoulders up. AJ reverses the pin. Lashley has to give the hold up. Leg kick, back body drop to the apron. A forearm staggers the champion. Springboard. Lashley ducks under off the ropes. Bobby Lashley wins pinfall with spear to retain the WWE United States Champion. We see Austin Theory working out backstage as we go to break. Dakota Kai versus Dana Brooke. This is Dakota Kai's first match on Monday Night Raw as a singles competitor. I might be having to get up to get another one of these because I'm going through this like water. Collar elbow Brooke with a waist lock. Kai counters with a Pele kick. Cover for a 2. Kawada kicks. Whip to the corner. Boot up. Back elbow. Duck under. Right hands from Brooke into a couple of short arm lariats. Whip to cover. Handspring back elbow. Sends Dakota slumping. But she's able to put Brooke into the turnbuckles. Running around the corner, Dakota Kai wins by pinfall with the quarter boot, which was the I can't remember. There was a name for her kick, but it was like a running a haluva kick. Austin Theory makes his entrance, and we go to break. Austin Theory versus Dolph Ziggler. This was the main event. If they could have just switched it from the U.S. title to this, it would have been perfect. Austin Theory versus Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler is looking for the sleeper body scissors. Theory gets away fighting from the mount with punches. A wicked elbow rocks Dolph. Austin grinds him down, posting him, choking him on the ropes. Ziggler with a DDT posting Theory. Now, right hands in the corner, Avalanche X Factor. Theory kicks out and we go to break. Back from commercial, Theory with a rear chinlock and rolling thunder dropkick, posting Ziggler hard. Floating over the suplex, big uppercut, Dolph on the comeback trail, but Austin blocks the super kick. Elbow up, Theory to the apron, rolling thunder, favors her to count, but it's only a 2. Slugging it out on their knees to their feet, forearm to forearm. Austin stops low. Dolph returns the favor and clocks him with a headbutt. Zigzag blocked. Theory with a lariat. Fireman's carry. Fighting for position. Ziggler floats over. Zigzag. Austin kicks out. Tuning up the band. Austin blocks schoolboy with his feet on the rope, but referee's Rod Zapata catches him. Dolph with a schoolboy of his own, famous or reversed. Austin Theory wins by pinfall with a TKO. That's it. We're gonna go on to NXT Heat Wave. I might as well, because I'm gonna forget if I do this. There was a lot of releases for the NXT UK, but they are rebranding the whole situation, and they had a list of people who have been released. We had Flash Morgan Webster, Wild Boar, Jack Stars, Mark Andrews, Amal, Amelia McKenzie, Christy Bosley, Dave Mastiff, Ashton Smith, Shaw Samuels, Nina Samuels. Wow, they got rid of her. That's crazy. Sam Gradwell, Dana Luna, Primate, Rohan Raja, Kenny Williams, and Amir Jordan. But they're going to be back over there at the beginning of this coming year, and it's going to be called NXT Europe. So they might be getting back on. They might see another. They might be able to get re-signed, and they can go and they can start competing. But they're going to be expanding. They're going to go all over Europe now, and this is the way it should have been done from the very start. But trial and error. We have WWE NXT Heat Wave. By the way, congratulations go out to the WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels. He has been promoted to Executive Vice President of Talent and Creative. Creative. Anything creative. Basically, he's Triple H's right hand man. Basically, he's going to be the one basically, I think he's fucking Bruce Pritchard's boss now. I think it's hilarious. We start off with Heat Wave with a wonderful video package with Paul Heyman narrating it, and I thought that was a really cool touch. So we start off with the North American Championship. Carmelo Hayes versus Giovanni Vinci. Giovanni Vinci comes out first, followed by Carmelo Hayes. The match starts with lots of holds and off-the-rope action. Carmelo is visible in control in the start of the match. Vinci managed to get a few chops in. Vinci is now in control and getting a lot of chops until the two collide and both men are down as we go to commercial. Back from break, the footage is shown of Trick Williams trying to get involved in the match. Vinci remains in control, connecting with a moonsault. Hayes gains control and hits a fadeaway off the ropes. Fans chant, "This is awesome," briefly. Vinci catches Hayes and he's back in control. Vinci goes for a pinfall but only gets a 2 count. Back on their feet, Hayes hits a cutter and goes for the pin. 2 count only. Both men are on the ground. Fans are clapping. Vinci tosses Hayes outside the ring and goes for a huge dive off the top rope. Fans off the top rope on Hayes. Fans are chanting, "Holy shit." And they did their best to do the censoring. At the spot, Vinci hits a moonsault. Vinci with the pin, and Trick pulls Hayes' foot on the rope. Fans boo Trick Williams for that. He'll move. Back on their feet, and Vinci nails a huge clothesline. Trick Williams gets in the ring and takes a powerbomb. Vinci goes for a powerbomb on Hayes, but Hayes reverses it and gets the pin for the 3 count. He retains the title. Carmelo Hayes. Toxic Attraction is shown arriving to the venue for tonight's show. They run into Braun Breaker. The tag champs are shown walking backstage before they go to commercial. The Dynamite is out now. Julius calls out Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong seems confused before saying, The Creed brothers are the future of this place. Julius is done playing games. A reply is shown from a few weeks back. Julius questioned Roderick about hitting him with the knee. Roderick wants to lay all the cards out on the table now as Wolfgang from UK attacks and NXT attacks. And Gallus has now made its presence on NXT, which I love that. Roxanne Perez is shown backstage and she cuts a promo on Cora Jade. Cora Jade versus Roxanne Perez. Cora Jade makes her way to the ring first before they head to break. Back from the break, Roxanne rushes to the ring, goes right at Cora Jade. She's big mad. She's big mad. The two end up on the outside of the ring, but briefly as Roxanne continues to lay down the SmackDown. Back in the ring, Cora gets the upper hand and now seems to be in control of the match. Jade gets Roxanne in the corner and starts to lay in the forearms. Roxanne eventually counters and connects with several drop kicks off the ropes. Jade, but eventually ends up back on the outside of the ring again. The two are outside the ring and Roxanne suplexes her on the outside and climbs back into the ring as we go to break. Back from break, and Jade is clearly controlled. Jade locks in several holds while the two are on the mat. Let's go, Roxy. Let's go, Cora chants as the two continue to battle it out. Both women end up on their backs as slowly retain their composure. Back on their feet, Roxy back to control after she gets Jade in the corner and connects with several blows. After a near pinfall again, Jade goes to the corner and grabs some type of pole. It was her kendo stick. It was Jade's kendo stick. And tries to strike it, but misses. Roxanne, back on her feet, grabs the pole and teases the usage. Jade gets up and puts Roxy on the mat and pins her for the win. Cora Jade wins. Gallus challenges the WWE NXT Tag Team Champions to a match in the backstage segment where they almost tore each other's heads off. Video package shown for Santos Escobar versus Tony D'Angelo. Great package, by the way. Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction is shown backstage warming up. Braun Breaker is also shown backstage getting warmed up for his NXT Championship title defense for later tonight. Street Fight, Santos Escobar versus Tony D'Angelo. Now, if Santos Escobar loses, he's gone from NXT. If Tony D'Angelo wins, then he has to leave. But if Santos Escobar wins, Legado del Fantasma is completely free. That's it. Santo is shown outside the venue walking with his crew before heading out to the ring. Tony is out next. The match starts off with Santos going hard at Tony. Fans are way behind this guy. Santos gets Tony off his feet and is completely dominating him with kicks. Escobar gets Tony off his feet with a straight kick to the chest, coming off the top rope. Santos lands on Tony. D'Angelo has a very little offense at the point we go to commercial break. The two are on the outside of the ring before ending up in the back of the ring. Tony is firmly getting some offense. Hits him. Back from break. Tony is using a trash can on Santos. Tony goes for the pinfall but only gets a 2 count. Santos ends up gaining control of the match. Again, it connects with several flying maneuvers. On the outside, Santos dives onto Tony from the inside of the ring. Fans are chanting, "Holy shit," for that spot. This is awesome chants. Tony is distracted from the outside of the ring, and Santos takes complete advantage, but only gets a 2 count. You fucked up, chants are after Tony accidentally nails Electra Lopez on the outside of the ring. The two the two are back in the ring now, and Tony grabs a pole and connects with a vicious hit. Tony pins and picks up the win. Santos is gone from NXT. Indy Hartwell gets a letter from Dexter, which I thought was awesome. I hope she's going to go on Monday Night Raw, because then, let's see, we have Theory, Dexter, Indy. Come on. Mr. and Mrs. Gargano has to come back. John's joking. I don't care where they go as long as they're happy. Indy Hartwell gets a letter from Dexter. Blair Davenport appears, and she says she is the future. NXT Women's Championship match. Mandy Rose versus Zoe Starks. Zoe Starks is out first, followed by Mandy Rose, accompanied by Toxic Attraction. The match starts with a lot of offense by both women until they end up on the outside of the ring. Mandy tosses Zoe on the table and slams her knee on the table as we go to break. Back from the break, and Nikita Lyons is out to fight off Toxic Attraction. Mandy remains in control of the match as she works the leg. Mandy Rose now has Starks in a half crab. As Zoe fights to get out, Mandy ends up being kicked to the outside of the ring and gets a knee to the face. When she gets back into the ring, Zoe gets Mandy off her feet and connects with several kicks. Mandy has Zoe hung up in the ropes and takes full advantage of it. Mandy Rose makes a few pinfall attempts, but Zoe keeps kicking out. Mandy is now trying to remove the leg brace off Zoe. She takes it off and puts it on her own knee, only to knee her in the face. Mandy gets the pin and wins. She retains. We had a vignette of Quincy Elliott not feeling this. Absolutely. He's basically a cross between what's his face? Sunny Kiss and what's his face? Velveteen Dream. No. Not feeling it at all. NXT Championship match. Braun Breaker versus JD McDonough. JD is out first, followed by Braun Breaker. The bell rings. JD goes right for the hurt shoulder of Braun. Braun remains in control in the start of this match, hitting several impact moves. JD falls to the outside of the ring as Braun chases him back into the ring, where he continues to dominate JD. Still in control, Braun connects with a belly-to-belly suplex before working JD's arm some more. Braun starts barking at JD as he now is out on the outside of the ring as we go to break. Back from break, and the two superstars are on the ropes. JD hits a neck breaker over the turnbuckle, and Braun falls to the outside of the ring. JD tosses Braun back into the ring and connects with several blows to Braun's neck. JD is now in control, and he continues to work Braun's neck and shoulders. Braun finally gets some offense, but JD retains and connects with the Spanish Fly, and is back in control after hitting a spine buster. Breaker eventually gets up and somehow gets the energy to connect with a spear. JD goes out of the ring. Braun rolls him back and before connecting with another spear inside the ring. The straps come off as Breaker gets into the zone. JD stands up, is bleeding from the nose. Braun connects with another spear and slams him into the ground. Braun pins and retains the NXT Championship. After the match, Tyler Bate comes out and stands face-to-face with Braun as the show goes off the air. We're going to get a really good Worlds Collide. We're definitely going to get a good Worlds Collide. My nose is so stuffy right now. It's crazy. We go to... Shit. Right church, wrong pew. Okay. We go right over to AEW Rampage. This is the second portion to Quake in the Lake. We start off with a fucking banger of an interview. American Dragon Bryan Danielson was interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Bryan Danielson: to be honest, I've been wrestling for almost 23 years. I don't know if I'll ever be 100%, but I don't need to be 100%. I need to live 100%, and there's nothing that makes me feel more alive than being in this ring. And that said, I will never willfully stop wrestling. Daniel Garcia said he wants to slay the dragon. Somebody will have to end my career because I will not end my career on my own and will not end this Wednesday. Daniel Garcia walked out to the ramp. Garcia: you're my hero, but it sounds like my hero is prepared to lose and is coming up with excuses. I don't know how many times we can put up with this. You retire, you come back. You retire, you come back. It hurts me, and when you hurt me, it makes me want to hurt you too. And when you step through the ring with me next week, I'm going to hurt you and end your career. And you're not just going to have to call me, the Dragon Slayer. You're going to have to call me the greatest technical sports entertainer on the planet. Bryan Danielson: you know what really pisses me off? That sports entertainer bit bullshit. You were one of the first people I talked about when I started the Blackpool Combat Club. You were one of the best technical wrestlers that I saw in years. Think about this on Wednesday. When I'm stomping your face in, do you want to be the best technical sports entertainer on the planet, or do you want to be the best technical wrestler on the planet? I'll leave that up to you. AAA World Mixed Championship match. Sammy Guevara versus... I think this... Hold on before we keep going here. Yeah, I was right. I should have kept going. Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello, Mr. and Mrs. Guevara, congratulations again to them, versus Dante Martin and Blue Sky. Sammy shoved Dante, and then Tay and Sky began to brawl outside the ring. Dante tripped Sammy and then ground and pounded him. Sky connected with a big crossbody press off the top turnbuckle to Tay, then traded open palm strikes, but Tay used a double leg takedown. Tay controlled the lower body of Sky Blue and then used an inverted neck crank. Sky used a step-up knee strike on Tay. Sky's been very impressive here. And Tony Schiavone. From the outside of the ring, Sammy distracted Sky and then Tay blasted Sky with a kick. Sky rallied back and tagged out to Dante. Again, Dante used a double leg takedown on Sammy, followed up with a dropkick that was right on the money. Dante wiped out Sammy with a tope suicida. Tay grabbed a boot of Dante Martin, keeping him pinned. Dante launched off Tay's back with a Canadian Destroyer on Sammy for a near fall. The fans chanted, "This is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome." Sky Blue tagged in, but Tay DDT'd Dante. Tay nailed Sky with a thrust kick, then rocked her with the Tay KO. Tay finished off Sky by pinning her. The Truthbusters, Parker Boudreaux, and he's now All Elite, versus the Concrete Rose, Sonny Kiss. Parker slammed Sonny into the turnbuckle and blasted him with a stiff shots. Sonny fought back with an uppercut. Parker chokeslammed Sonny and then drove him down again for a bit. He made it look effortless, said Jim Ross. The Gun Club versus Danhausen, and Eric Redbeard. Redbeard displayed his strength backing Colton to the corner. Redbeard shoulder blocked Austin. The Gun Club went out on the arena floor to get some coaching from Billy. Danhausen tagged in, but quickly ate shot from Austin Gunn. Danhausen escaped the grips of Austin and tagged out to Eric Redbeard. Eric splashed Colton in the corner and then hurled Austin over the top rope. Redbeard smashed them with a running crossbody outside the ring. He can move for a guy's his size, said Tony Schiavone. Redbeard nailed Austin with a spinning heel kick for a near fall. Colton broke up the pin attempt, but then Redbeard suplexed the Gun Club and tagged out to Danhausen. Billy Gunn pulled down the top rope while the ref was distracted, and Redbeard toppled out. Austin used his father's famous finisher and pinned Danhausen. Billy got in the ring after the match and said Gun Club had to toughen up. He said next week they have another match on Dynamite. Maybe you'll prove that yourselves that. Stokely Hathaway was in the front row and tried to pass his business card to the Gun Club, but they walked off without it. Lexi Nair interviewed the AEW Tag Team Champions, Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Keith Lee said Private Party don't have a chance against them. Swerve in Our Glory volunteered to put the titles on the line against Private Party. Tony Schiavone interviewed FTW champion, the cold-hearted, handsome devil, Hook. Jersey, the real reality. Zach Clayton interrupt the interview. Clayton vowed to take the FTW back to New Jersey. What do you say we do this next week on Rampage? Hook held up the belt and accepted the challenge. We are now at the main event. Give me a second so I can take a swig. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy versus the Truth Busters Ari Daivari. Ari, I'm going to give you one last chance to join the Truth Busters. All you have to do is lay down. Orange played mind games with Ari and rolled out of the ring. Orange returned to the ring and he and Ari chain wrestled with Orange getting the upper hand. Ari nailed Orange with a neck breaker on the middle rope. Ari applied a sleeper to Orange. Orange is fading, said Jim Ross. Orange escaped, but both men collided as they connected with lariats to one another, both having the same idea. Cassidy connected with a diving cross body press. Ari used a net breaker, but then Orange countered with a suplex. Orange is trying to will his way back into the ring, said Ross. Orange blasted Ari with a thrust kick. Orange tried for the Orange punch, but Ari countered with a near fall. Orange planted with a DDT. Orange followed up with a diving DDT, spiking Ari twice in a row. Slim J popped up on the apron, but Chuck Taylor pulled him back down. Parker grabbed the best friends, but Orange jumped onto Parker with a tope suicida. Ari connected with a Icona slam on Orange for a near fall. Orange fired back on the Orange punch and pinned Ari. After the match, Slim J blindsided Orange. The best friends tossed Slim J over the top rope. Parker came in and ran over the best friends like a runaway truck. Orange stood up to Parker and Sonny Kiss ran down to even up the odds. Suddenly Sonny kicked Orange with a low blow, allowing Parker to chokeslam Orange. The Truth Busters celebrated with Sonny afterwards. So he is now part of this group. I've got to blow my nose because if I don't, I'm going to... Oh my God. I can breathe again. Oh my God. Dynamite. This episode of AEW Dynamite is presented by the Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. So we had, as a guest, the WWE Hall of Famer Ricky the Dragon Steamboat that was in the audience. So it was live from the Charleston Coliseum in Charleston, West Virginia. Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and the Human Suplex Machine, Taz, were on broadcast for tonight's event. Tonight's episode will start off with the world champion CM Punk kicked off the show. CM Punk, I haven't been here in some time. I have some business to attend to. There's somebody that from around these parts I would like to challenge to a rematch. And I would like to do it right here, right now. Hangman Adam Page, you want that rematch? You got it right here, right now. Let's go. There was no Adam Page to answer the challenge, which was fucking bullshit. CM Punk is proving to me why I didn't like him in the first place. But I can't deny he's a fucking incredible wrestler. That is not cowboy shit. That is coward shit. And if anybody else has a problem with the champ, I suggest you come down. I understand that Jon Moxley has a lot of fans. He can be number one in your heart, but he's not number one in this ring. I know what it takes to be the best in the world. I know what it's like to lose. Jon Moxley has always been number two. You can boo that if you want. Jon is the third best in his own group, a la Shield. And it seems to be a recurring theme in his career. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Jon Moxley has been interim AEW champion. Look it up. It means temporary. I'm willing to test myself against him. I have yet to defend this title, and that's what I'm doing at All Out pay-per-view. I'm looking to test my belt against Jon Moxley's belt. AEW interim world champion Jon Moxley, music hits. Moxley enters the ring with a microphone. Moxley, look out, CM Punk is dropping pipe bombs, doing what he does best, writing checks with his mouth that his body can't cash. You think that microphone in your hand is power, but this is real world, and it's just a microphone. Those words you spit into it don't mean shit. That belt on your shoulder don't mean shit. My belt doesn't mean shit either. Not until I beat you. I'm the heart and soul of this company. Good, you can be the heart and soul. I'll be the dollars and cents. Moxley, we both know you came to AEW because you ran out of money. We both know that you ran out of fighting spirit a long time ago. You want to prove me wrong? Go ahead and do something about it. I don't think you're going to do shit. We've got a match coming up at pay-per-view. If I do anything known, I'm afraid I'm just going to bleed all over. Punk and Jon Moxley began to brawl. Security staff sprinted down and had them separated. Tony Schiavone backstage with Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs, I don't need any friends, Ricky Starks. Your true colors came out. You told the world you're okay with losing. I'm not okay with losing. For 2 years, you got to hide behind my back. I was hired to do one thing, to make sure you stayed champion, and you couldn't do it. And as far as QT Marshall and the factory, we got something for them, too. I've got something for him. 2 out of 3 falls match. American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus the Dragon Slayer Daniel Garcia. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, WWE Hall of Famer, was the special guest timekeeper. The Wizard Chris Jericho joined the commentary team for this match. Danielson and Garcia grappled on the ground until Danielson got the mount. Garcia got out, but Danielson started the ground and pound, and Garcia transitioned to the knee bar, and both competitors began to exchange kicks. Danielson got a heel hook to the the knee bar. Garcia backed Bryan into the corner and then slapped him. Bryan connected with an open palm strike and followed up with a suplex. Garcia used a butterfly suplex on Bryan Danielson and applied the arm lock. Danielson escaped and countered with a suplex. Danielson drop kicked Garcia on the jaw. Garcia slowed down Danielson with a suplex on the arena floor. Never underestimate a kid from Buffalo, said Chris Jericho. Back in the ring, Garcia used the hammer and anvil strikes on Danielson and then tried to apply the Dragon's Tamer. Danielson tried to fight it out, but Garcia spiked Danielson with a pile driver. Garcia put Danielson in a Dragon Sleeper. Garcia scored the first fall as Danielson was rendered unconscious. Garcia charged Danielson and began to stomp him in the corner, connecting with a barrage of kicks. Garcia followed up with a European uppercuts and chops. Garcia went for the Dragon Sleeper again, but Danielson countered, trapping Garcia's shoulders and pinning him. Danielson hammered Garcia with elbows on the top turnbuckle. Danielson sent Garcia tumbling to the mat, with Garcia with the spider German suplex. Bryan hit Garcia with a missile dropkick. Danielson blasted Garcia with a tope suicida. Garcia connected with the running knees to Bryan Danielson. They traded forearms, both men bloodied. Garcia flipped Danielson and began to stomp on Danielson's face. Danielson countered and started to headbutt Garcia in the pecs. Bryan put Garcia in the triangle sleeper. Danielson turned his hips, put Garcia in the label lock. Garcia was out. What a classic, said Jim Ross. Next time, Danielson, you won't be so lucky, said Chris Jericho. Danielson extended his hand towards Garcia as a sign of respect. Garcia assaulted Danielson from Jericho assaulted Danielson from behind. Garcia grabbed Jericho to stop him. Jericho pointed his finger at Garcia, and Garcia slapped it away. This was an interesting development, said Taz. The fans chanted, "You're a wrestler, you're a wrestler, you're a wrestler," at Garcia. Jericho walked out on Garcia. Tony Schiavone was backstage with Private Party and the AEW World Tag Team Champions Swerve and Our Glory ahead of their match this Friday. Swerve, you can learn a thing or two from us. Cassidy, Friday we're taking those belts from you. Premier athlete Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling make their entrance, but when Jon Moxley hit them from behind and jumped into the ring. Moxley got into the ring and said he wants to fight CM Punk right now. Punk came out, but security separated them apart again. Tony Schiavone was backstage to interview Jericho. Jericho said he wanted to talk to Daniel Garcia next week on Dynamite. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat interrupted Jericho and Jericho Appreciation Society. Steamboat says Danielson was the better choice to mentor Garcia. Angelo Parker grabbed Steamboat, but Steamboat answered with a stiff chop. Let me take a little bit of a break so I can take a little bit of a swing. Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. versus the Gun Club, Austin and Colton Gunn. Both teams need a win, said Jim Ross. The Gun Club were aggressive at the start of the match. Colton connected with a Colt 45 to Griff and pinned him. Billy, that's what you have to do. That's what gets things done. I know I've been hard on you in the past few weeks, but I'm super proud of you too. I have done a lot of really great things in my career, but getting to work with you is the most proud of all. Stokely Hathaway walked onto the ramp, smiling. The Gun Club blindsided Billy from behind. The Acclaimed sprinted to Billy's aid. The Gun Club just took out their own father. It's insane, said Taz. The Acclaim and Billy scissored afterwards. That is not such a good thing. The Acclaim and... Oh, sorry. Jungle Boy came to the ring. Jungle Boy, a couple of weeks ago, I came out here with a special t-shirt on and got me into a lot of trouble. Boy, oh boy, did that shirt hit the nail on the head. Because for weeks, now I have tried to hit Christian every chance I got. Tried to hit him with my hands, a chair, even a car. He has done absolutely nothing. The way I see it, either I can continue to chase you, Christian, or you can man up and face me at all out. Unless, of course, the shirt was right and you're just a big of a pussy. Christian Cage walked out onto the ramp. Christian Cage, so Jungle Boy, you're challenging me to a match at all out? My answer is no. It's not for a reason you think. Things are getting out of hand. Listen, at the end of the day, believe it or not, I'm proud of you. I had to go home last week and I had to do some reflecting. I'm going to get in this ring if it's okay. Listen, obviously frustrations boiled over when you lost the tag team championships. We said some things I don't think either of us meant. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to wrestle you. I want to fix this. I want to go on to another run, but this time I want to take you to the promised land. At the end of the day, we're family, Jungle Boy, and I love you. You're like a son to me. Come back home. Jungle Boy took down Christian Cage and began to ground and pound him. Christian finally got away and then kicked Jungle Boy low. Christian whipped Jungle Boy into the steel barricade and told him he hated his guts. Jungle Boy grabbed Christian Cage's arm, placed it on the steel steps, and stomped on it. Toni Storm and Kylan King. AEW Women's Champion Thunder Rosa was watching on the monitor backstage. King cradled Storm, but Storm broke free. King used a side headlock, takedown on Storm. Tony hit a dropkick on King, right on the target. King came back with a knee strike. Outside the ring, King blocked a DDT from Tony and rammed her into the steel guardrail. Tony turned the tables with a suplex to King. Toni Storm used a release German suplex on King and then followed up with hip attack on Tony. Nailed King with a pendulum DDT and scored the pin. Main event time. We had the Trios tournament. We had La Faction Ingo Bottables, I think. Ingo Corroborables, or whatever. It's Andrade El Idolo, Roosh, and Dragon Lee versus the Young Bucks, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, and the Cleaner, or the best bout man, Kenny Omega with Don Callis. Can we get rid of Don Callis for the love of God? I would like to get rid of him. Seriously. We don't need him. Kenny could do his own fucking promos. Tony is just fucking goddamn giving him a paycheck, for the love of Jesus. Save the money and go out and get yourself a fucking Kota Ibushi. Or go get a fucking goddamn Kazuchika Okada. Get him to come to AEW, for the love of Jesus. Kenny Omega is back. This is massive, said Tats. Nick and Dragon Lee lock up. Dragon Lee used a shoulder tackle, but Nick chopped at Dragon Lee. The Young Bucks used tandem offense on Dragon Lee. Andrade, El Idolo, and Roosh. Kenny Omega tagged in and hammered punches down on Dragon Lee. The Bucks used a twisted neckbreaker on Dragon Lee. They're cutting off the ring. This is a great tag team strategy, said Don. Jose, the assistant, jumped onto the ring apron, and while the ref was dealing with Jose, Roosh and Andrade hit Kenny from behind. Andrade continued to work over Kenny. Roosh tagged in and drop kicked Kenny. Nick Jackson tagged in and cleared the house of La Faction Ingobernables, I think. Ingobernables. I'm going to fuck this up. I got to have somebody say it to me and then I can repeat the damn thing. Kenny and the Bucks hit a triple vertical on LFI. I'm just going to do LFI. The momentum shift as LFI began to triple team Matt Jackson. Kenny tagged in and Dragon suplexed all three LF. Matt Jackson powerbombed Dragon Lee into the corner while Matt and Kenny super kicked Dragon Lee. They hit Dragon Lee with a super kick in the center of the ring. Jose grabbed Kenny's leg and then Kenny was pulled out of the ring by Roosh and Andrade. Roosh and Andrade placed Kenny on the guardrail while Dragon Lee rocketed him with a tope suicida. The fans are chanting, "This is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome." Andrade connected with a moonsault to Kenny for a near fall. Andrade planted Omega with a hammerlock DDT. Matt Jackson pushed Roosh on the top of Andrade, breaking up the pin. Kenny and Cream should not be putting together, okay? If you know what fucking Kenny Omega is, you should be putting Kenny Creams. Guys, who's going to hell with me today? Seriously. Who's going to hell with me this afternoon, I swear. Dragon Lee with a nasty knee strike. A nice knee strike. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, shit, goddamn Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, I'm going to hell. And followed up with a V trigger to Dragon Lee. Omega crashed. I'm sorry, people. I am so sorry, people. I have a fucking dirty mind. I have a fucking dirty fucking mind. I can turn anything into a sexual innuendo. Dear Jesus Christ, I'm going to hell. Please, let's go. Just get in the plane. We got snacks. We got the booze. We even got the vapes with the pot because we can't smoke in the air. Whatever the case may be. Let's just move on, please. Omega smashed Dragon Lee with a one-wing angel and pinned him. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega have advanced into the tournament. After the match, Andrade attacked Dragon Lee. Uh-oh. So that is it. So we know about the news about NXT UK, which is now going to be NXT Europe. So that's going to be going forth. We have CM Punk. The CM Punk situation is like so fucking ridiculous right now. CM Punk is going to end up walking from AEW because he's not getting what he wants at all. And that is the end of it. Tony better fucking wise his ass up and stop being Mark and being a fucking business owner. Because let me tell you something. If he keeps letting this happen, there's going to be no end in sight. Seriously. So that is it. That is it. That's the episode 251. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I know this is going to be an upload. And just an advisory. This is being recorded on Thursday. Now, early Friday morning. I got stuff to do, and I have a lunch date that I got to go to, and I'm not going to be here for it, so that's why I've pre-taped this. But I will be back next week. We're going to start gearing up for All Out, Clash at the Castle, and NXT Worlds Collide. So that weekend's going to be crazy busy. So just stick with me. And I'm going to be having to, around that time, like right after Labor Day, it's going to be that show right after Labor Day is going to be pre-recorded. I'm going to do it on Thursday night while my son is sleeping, and then I'm going to upload it. So that is that. It's my son's 17th birthday. I'm going to be spending it with him. He's going to be home, and he's going to enjoy football. I'm going to be a little nervous, but last time he was okay, so that is that. But I will be back here definitely next week for episode 252. If anything really comes and whatnot, I'll grab a quick extra, whatnot. So I want you to do me a favor. Go check out harrys.com for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. Go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com for all your beard essentials. Please go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Check out their new flavors, which are mixed berry, lime, and mango orange. Also, please go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Get on the line for the pumpkin. They're going to have pumpkin coffee. Also, they have 2 new flavors, limited time, blueberry vanilla, and one that's staying full time, which is espresso. Go check that out at deathwishcoffee.com. Please go check out House of Glory. House of Glory had a match change. It was supposed to be Low-Key versus Killer Cross, but since the obvious, you don't need me to explain why. So he's being replaced with Bandino. So that should be still a good match, but it was kind of hoping that we get to see this match. Also, please, if you want to go and check out their next pay-per-view, it's going to be on Fight TV. It's going to be August 28th, Terminal 5, High Intensity 8. House of Black's going to be there, so that's still going. Please go, if you can, there's any more tickets, go check out hogwrestling.net. Go check out a new professional wrestling company. It's Sanctuary. It's out of Pennsylvania, as well as Outbreak Wrestling. So go check them out on their social media. And what was the other thing? My social media. Sorry, got my own social media. You want to check out me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Please go check out Mel's Mat Chat. It's that simple. Also, please go check out me on Facebook and Snapchat. Please have a good evening. Have a great weekend. I will see you back on Friday live for episode 252. Have a wonderful evening Friday and enjoy SmackDown and Rampage. Love you all. Have a good night. Bye.